Cat went through the stuff today, but we're still evaluating him, And then Deuce, you just dropped your charger thing. Deuce, I think he got an X-ray last night. I think he's going to get an MRI today, but we're still evaluating him. I don't know. I actually asked him that before he went to get it. And he said he didn't know. So I don't know. Do you know? He may know.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
It's kind of changes your plans, huh? You need to know.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
have to go get an MRI.
yeah.
So when we get the information on that, then we'll have more of an idea.
Yeah.
The NBA Cup, what are your thoughts on? Because here you have a situation where you win, you go to Vegas for a week, you lose, you get to come home for a week.
No, you're supposed to say, we win, because you're going, right? Are you going? Who's your employer?
We're going to send another guy. I'm very
Okay,
lucky.
fair enough, okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I said this before, anytime, life is short, and at least for me, that's my outlook of it. You want excitement in your life, and so you try to put yourself in positions where you have quote unquote pressure at times, and that's something that if you're a competitor and you want some excitement in your life, you embrace it. And one of our standards is having a competitive spirit. And so all of our guys, especially as you go along or advance, you should embrace any type of pressure that comes along with it, because at the end of the day, that's what you do when you're a competitor, but also it helps prepare you for times down the road when you're put in the same situation. So during the regular season, this is probably about as close as you can get to simulating a playoff run. And so we try to talk about it and add more pressure to it so our guys will embrace it and handle it the right way and see if we can go get it.
This is a franchise that obviously hasn't hung a banner in a while, but would be a different kind. What are your thoughts? It's not your decision. What are your thoughts on the idea of winning the NBA Cup and hanging the banner?
Anytime you can hang a banner, you go get it. You try to go get it. We have our standards, we have our principles, we have our values, but at the end of the day, and that includes fun and having fun, enjoying all that other stuff. At the end of the day, it's about winning. That's what we all sign up to do, and that again, you go back to what your standards are, and competitive spirit is a big one of ours. And if you're competitive, it's about trying to get a win. And when you do that, everybody that partakes in it, it's great to celebrate it.
This is the third year that they've got the cup. At first everyone was like, what's this? It's a little weird. Have your thoughts changed, over the 3 years?
Yeah, that's how I was. The first year, I was like, oh my gosh, come on. But I was like that with the play-in game too. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? But you got to give Adam a lot of credit and the decision makers a lot of credit to keep trying to find ways to be creative, to help re-energize or add energy or whatever you want to call it to the game. And both those things, the play-in game and the cup, they've done a tremendous job with them both.
How comfortable are you if Deuce misses time? How comfortable are you with your backup point guard situation?
You guys watch this enough. We don't put a ton of pressure on our quote unquote backup point guard to go make plays for everybody else. We just have, I call a position a push man, but it's a push man initiator, somebody to initiate the offense, because we feel that our staples within what we're trying to do and the actions that we thrown out there with the options to start the offense, get the dominoes to fall. And we can play from there. And so as long as we have guys that can pass, dribble, or shoot, and when I say dribble, just bring the ball up and initiate the offense, then we feel good because now the dominoes will fall on their own.
Does the cup mean more, I mean, or do you guys think about it like, guys in the intervention, guys who are rookies who don't make a lot of money, right? It's significant money, right, that they would get for this,
Yeah, it's
compared to their salary.
yeah. I mean, again, I go back and I applaud Adam in the NBA, for trying to continue to find ways to entice, guys to feel like this is a big deal. And, it's not, it's not all about the money, but the reality of it is, yeah, that plays into, that plays into it, whether you make a little bit or you make a lot. I mean, because the money that on the table is a big deal, to almost everyone. But again, I go back to one of our standards is a competitive spirit. And if you have a competitive spirit, like I think everybody in that locker room has, it's more about that than anything else. And then all that other stuff comes along with it, which is an added bonus.
Steve comes in the standings, right, but the other two don't.
The final of them.
The finals.
I know he's hurt, but Deuce's shooting form is unique in that he gets so much elevation on that jumper. What do you think about? Ray Allen is the most famous guy who got really high. What do you think about that shooting form and how beneficial it is to have that much elevation? Obviously, it's hard to block.
Yeah, I mean that I wish Peter was here because Peter, he's our shooting coach and he's done a fantastic job. He could speak more onto it than anything else. I don't want to dive too deep into it because it's not a lane that I want to get into. But I know Deuce has worked extremely hard on it, and the confident work breeds confidence, and it shows with the way that Deuce is shooting the basketball. When he does miss, I'm a little bit more surprised than when he makes it from deep. But there are advantages obviously to jumping. I mean, he probably feels like he can get a shot off against anybody closing out to him. Not only that, when he hits the paint and he raises up for his little pull up, it's kind of the same thing. And so whatever he's doing, I want him to keep doing it.
You guys have obviously had to implement so much on both sides of the board in a short period of time from when you took the job. I wonder, in terms of progress, offensively, defensively, where do you see strides and where do you see the room to work?
Well, the biggest area for us is trying to make sure that we have a feel for, and it starts with me, where our guys' strengths are, so that when we need to go to play calls, we could go to play calls and put the ball in somebody's hands specifically. That has gotten better as we've gone along because the reality of it is I'm getting more comfortable and they're getting more comfortable. The next thing is within our actions to start the dominoes to fall, we have a lot of different choices. And, our guys out on the floor, starting with with Jalen, are getting more and more comfortable to decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to initiate the offense this way so that the dominoes fall this way. And then two segments later, or maybe two or three times, we go through that, and then 2 or 3 plays later, I guess, however you want to call it, he's like, you know what, I'm going to switch it up and initiate the offense that way. So just having a feel of, not just from me, but specifically from the guys on the floor, of how and where and when to initiate the offense based on where bodies are. If Mikhail's over here, maybe I want to do it this way, or who's on the floor as a whole. So getting comfortable to where they could start playing off of each other and based on where guys are on the floor, and it doesn't have to be a play call. It's like, oh, okay, well, Mikhail's over there, he's hot, I'm going to initiate it this way, so that he'll end up getting a touch sooner than later within what we're trying to do.
And lastly, just we can't, guys had, seasons on seasons scoring high numbers, high efficiency. His numbers are a little bit down to start this year. Just where do you see him in terms of his progress, in terms of what he's been able to show you in terms of his fit in this offense, and
Well, the thing is this, the way we play, it's more of an equal opportunity offense. The ball's moving, bodies are moving, trying to touch the paint, getting ball reversals. And it has shown in other guys' numbers going up. And so you're only going to score so many points a game because there's only so many touches. And so it's going to balance out. The biggest thing, in my opinion, I mean, Cat's averaging a double-double. You know, he's over 20 points a game and over 10 rebounds a game. And if you're a top 3 team in either conference and you're the second leading scorer, leading rebounder, you're an all-star. There's no question about it. Now, the only question is he first, second, third team All-NBA? You know, but his numbers are great, even with the minutes, playing less minutes than last year, and others stepping up, like I just said. So I'm not looking at it at all because Cat's having a fantastic year, especially too based on him having to know all 5 positions. He's had the highest learning curve over anybody on our team, and he's doing a fantastic job, just getting better every single day. And so, again, he's second in double-digit, I think, rebounds behind Jokic by a couple of games. You know, I go on and on about the positives that he has had so far on this team, to where, like, he's already announced. That's not even, to me, that's not even a question. It's more, okay, first, second, third team, even with his numbers sitting where they are because of where we're sitting as a team and the success we're having, and him leading us in rebounding and second in scoring.
What do you think of the rule that the coaches get a cut of the NBA Cup?
Hey, anytime the coach get a cut, let's do that. Adam, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.